Curses, hexes, and dark rituals were more than just superstitions in the ancient world. They were tools of vengeance and despair. Many believe that certain artifacts carry the weight of these sinister intentions, objects forever marked by anger and suffering. But what happens when these cursed relics resurface in modern times? Here are 8 unexplained ancient artifacts with evil origins, and make sure to watch until the very end, because number 1 might just change the way you see the past forever. Devil's Bridge. Long before the Gotthard Tunnel united northern and southern Switzerland, travelers faced a treacherous journey across the Schöllenen Gorge, home to the infamous Teufelsbrücke, or Devil's Bridge. This perilous stretch of land, carved into unforgiving granite cliffs, was both a marvel and a menace, challenging all who dared to cross its dizzying heights. In the 12th century, a crude footpath snaked through the gorge, enabling a precarious passage. It consisted of steep, uneven steps cut directly into the rock, forcing travelers to ascend and descend with great care. By 1230, a wooden bridge rose 100 feet above the raging Reuss River, allowing horses to traverse the gorge. In the early 1300s, a sturdier structure was added, supported by beams that spanned the gaping chasm. This bridge became a lifeline for trade, particularly for transporting cheese and maintaining vital connections with Italian city-states. Over centuries, the bridge was rebuilt and reinforced multiple times to ensure its survival. Yet, the origins of the bridge are steeped in legend. Some claim it was constructed by the resourceful Walser people, while others credit a blacksmith from a nearby village. The most enduring tale, however, involves a pact with the devil himself. According to folklore, the people of Uri, frustrated by repeated failures to build a durable bridge, summoned the devil for help. He agreed to construct the bridge in exchange for the soul of the first living being to cross it. Once the work was complete, the villagers devised a cunning plan. They sent a dog across the bridge, tricking the devil into accepting the animal as his prize. Enraged by the deceit, he tore the unfortunate creature apart. Furious and humiliated, the devil sought a massive boulder to destroy the bridge. But before he could carry out his revenge, a devout man intercepted him. With a stern rebuke, the holy man compelled the devil to abandon his plans, leaving the bridge intact. The Devil's Bridge has since undergone several reconstructions, standing as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. It also played a strategic role during the Napoleonic Wars, when it was sabotaged to impede advancing armies. Its dramatic history has inspired artists, including J.M.W. Turner, who immortalized it in one of his famous paintings. Though the true identity of its builders remains uncertain, one curious relic remains: a massive boulder known as the Devil's Stone, still visible near the bridge today. Shigir Idol. Hidden beneath the earth for millennia, the Shigir Idol is a relic of the ancient past that defies understanding. Unearthed over a century ago, this wooden sculpture dates back an astonishing 12,000 years, making it the oldest known artifact of its kind. To put that into perspective, it predates the Great Pyramid of Egypt by more than twice its age. What's more, many believe it represents humanity's earliest attempt to portray evil itself. Gold miners discovered the idol buried 4 meters deep in a Siberian peat bog, perfectly preserved by the unique conditions of the site. Initially unearthed in 10 fragmented pieces, it was painstakingly reassembled to form a towering figure nearly 3 meters tall. However, in 1914, researchers proposed an alternate reconstruction that suggested the idol's original height was closer to 5.3 meters. Tragically, some sections of the idol were lost during the mid-20th century, and only sketches remain of these missing fragments. Crafted from a larch tree that was already 159 years old when it was felled, the Shigir Idol offers a glimpse into the minds of people living near the end of the last ice age. Its most striking feature is the humanoid face carved at the top, gazing outward with an expression that has sparked endless debate. Some interpret its visage as one of song or reverence, while others see a face twisted in anger or torment. Surrounding this head are intricate geometric patterns, additional faces and hands, giving the idol an eerie, totemic appearance. The meaning behind these carvings remains elusive. Some historians speculate that the idol tells a sacred creation story passed down through generations of its makers. Others believe the patterns may have served a practical purpose, such as navigation, or acted as a foreboding warning to outsiders, marking territory or danger. The discovery of the Shigir Idol has had profound implications for our understanding of early human creativity and spirituality. Before its unearthing, scholars believed that symbolic art of this complexity emerged much later in human history. The idol challenges those assumptions, revealing that our ancestors were capable of profound artistic and spiritual expression long before previously imagined. Despite its age, the Shigir Idol remains a haunting enigma. Is it a depiction of a malevolent deity, a warning of dangers long forgotten, or simply an ancient piece of storytelling brought to life in wood? Tell us down below. Obsidian Mirror. From 1558 to the 1570s, John Dee served as an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, combining his expertise in science, mathematics, and astrology to guide the monarch. Over time, Dee's interests veered into the realm of the occult, and he began collecting artifacts believed to hold mystical powers. Among these was a striking black mirror made of polished obsidian, known as a spirit mirror. For centuries, spirit mirrors have been revered in various cultures as tools to communicate with the spirit world. Dee's Obsidian Mirror became central to his seances and divination practices. With the help of Edward Kelly, a self-proclaimed medium and alchemist, Dee attempted to summon angels and unlock the secrets of the universe. Kelly claimed to see spirits within the mirror, guiding Dee's work in sessions meticulously recorded in his journals. Despite its significance, the mirror's origins remained a mystery for centuries. In 2021, researchers used advanced X-ray techniques to analyze its chemical composition. The findings revealed its origins lay in Mexico, linking it to Aztec spirit mirrors crafted from volcanic glass. These mirrors were highly prized by the Aztecs, not only for their spiritual significance, but also for their believed ability to capture a person's soul. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in the Americas, many obsidian artifacts, including mirrors, were taken to Europe as symbols of conquest. It's likely that Dee, intrigued by tales of their supernatural properties, acquired one during his travels. Today, his obsidian mirror is displayed at the British Museum, a witness to centuries of mysticism, exploration, and intrigue. Lydian artifacts. In 1966, a trove of remarkable artifacts was unearthed in the Uşak province of Turkey, known as the Karun treasure. This collection of 363 pieces dates back to the 7th century BCE, a time when the Lydian kingdom flourished. The discovery, however, brought with it more than just awe. It awakened fears of an ancient curse that locals claim brings nothing but misfortune and death. Despite the initial excitement, whispers of a curse began to surface among the people of Uşak. They believed the treasure's discovery was not a blessing, but a harbinger of calamity. Stories spread of gold fever, a peculiar obsession that seemed to afflict those who came into contact with the treasure. According to legend, those ensnared by this fever were consumed by an uncontrollable desire to possess the artifacts, leading to ruin and despair. The collection now resides in the Uşak Museum of Archaeology, but its journey there was far from smooth. Between 1987 and 1993, the Turkish government waged a legal battle with the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art to reclaim artifacts that had been smuggled out of the country. The treasures were eventually returned, yet the saga took another strange turn in 2006, when one of the artifacts was revealed to be a counterfeit. To this day, questions remain about how many pieces from the original collection were replaced with forgeries, and whether this deception could be linked to the so-called curse of the Karun treasure. Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond, one of the world's most famous gemstones, has long been associated with tales of a sinister curse. Many claim that misfortune and tragedy follow those who come into contact with the diamond, while skeptics argue that these stories were fabricated to heighten the stone's mystique. One version of its origins tells of a Hindu priest who stole the diamond from an idol in an Indian temple. The theft, seen as an act of sacrilege, supposedly led to the priest's torturous demise. Somehow, the diamond is said to have found its way into a mine near the Krishna River in southern India, eventually making its way to Europe. Another account places the blame on Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, a French merchant credited with introducing the diamond to the West. According to legend, Tavernier stole the diamond, only to be struck by a curse that caused him to succumb to a fever and meet a gruesome end, his body ravaged by wolves. However, historical records tell a different story. Tavernier lived to the age of 84, sold the diamond to the French monarchy, and retired peacefully in Russia. Though many of the curse's details are exaggerated or debunked, the Hope Diamond's dark reputation persists, captivating the imagination of all who hear its tale. The Curse of the Stolen Ring of Senicianus. In 4th century Gloucestershire, England, a Roman named Silvianus visited a sacred temple dedicated to the Celtic god Nodens. Perched above the River Severn in Lydney, the temple honored Nodens, a deity associated with healing, hunting, and the sea. This site, blending Roman and Celtic traditions, served as a spiritual refuge for many, but for Silvianus, it became the stage for a tale of theft and vengeance. During his visit, Silvianus lost a gold ring, an item of great personal and monetary value. Convinced that a man named Senicianus had stolen it, Silvianus sought justice in an unusual way. Turning to the god Nodens for aid, he inscribed a curse tablet or defixio made of lead. The Latin text, later translated, reads, "For the god Nodens, Silvianus has lost a ring and has donated 1/2 its worth to Nodens. Among those named Senicianus permit no good health until it is returned to the temple of Nodens." Centuries later, in 1929, archaeologist Sir Mortimer Wheeler unearthed a connection between this curse and a mysterious gold ring. Known as the Ring of Senicianus, it bore an inscription naming the alleged thief. Although conclusive evidence linking the tablet to the ring remains elusive, the rarity of the name Senicianus and the proximity of the artifact's origins suggest a strong connection. Intriguingly, the tale caught the attention of J.R.R. Tolkien, a close friend of Wheeler. Tasked with researching the god Nodens, Tolkien became fascinated with the legend of the cursed ring. Many believe this story inspired the infamous One Ring in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Devil's Footprints. On the slopes of the Roccamonfina volcano in Campania, Italy, lies a puzzling relic of ancient history, the so-called Devil's Footprints. Discovered in the late 18th century, these imprints emerged in the wake of a destructive landslide triggered by torrential rains that swept through the valley, obliterating a mill and leaving the landscape in ruins. What followed was a discovery that gripped the imaginations of locals and sparked an enduring mystery. Amid the chaos, villagers stumbled upon a trail of footprints embedded in hardened volcanic rock. Their distinctiveness impossible to ignore. The marks seemed to lead away from the fiery heart of the volcano, and in their shock, locals concluded that only one being could have made such tracks: Satan himself. To them it was unthinkable that any mortal could walk unscathed through molten lava or leave such permanent impressions in solidified rock. The footprints, consisting of 3 separate tracks, along with a few handprints, became a symbol of fear and superstition. For generations, these markings were regarded as proof of the devil's presence on Earth. However, in 2002, scientific analysis offered a very different explanation. Archaeologists determined that the footprints weren't the work of a supernatural entity, but rather an extraordinary record of humanity's distant past. The prints were left by bipedal hominids approximately 350,000 years ago, making them some of the oldest known human-like tracks outside Africa. Experts believe the three individuals who made the tracks were likely early ancestors of Neanderthals, standing just over 5 feet tall. These ancient humans were likely fleeing an erupting volcano, their hurried steps immortalized by the volcanic ash that preserved their movements. The tracks reveal a zigzagging path, suggesting the group used a switchback technique to descend the treacherous slope. Handprints indicate they occasionally steadied themselves on the ground, perhaps as they stumbled or slid. Interestingly, the size of the footprints has led some researchers to theorize that the individuals may have been children, making their perilous escape all the more poignant. These tracks provide a rare glimpse into the lives of some of the earliest Europeans, one researcher noted. It's even possible they witnessed the eruption firsthand. Whether they escaped the ensuing lava flow, however, is a question we may never answer. Why they were so close to the volcano in the first place remains a mystery. Perhaps it was curiosity, a trait as old as humanity itself, that drew them toward danger, leaving behind a story etched in stone for millennia. The Devil's Bible. Among the many mysterious artifacts of history, few have captured the imagination as deeply as the Codex Gigas, more ominously known as the Devil's Bible. Its sinister nickname comes from a chilling 50-centimeter tall depiction of the devil that takes up an entire page of the manuscript. Interestingly, this unsettling image is juxtaposed with a description of the kingdom of heaven on the opposite page, as if the creator intended to explore the contrast between good and evil. The Codex Gigas is a medieval manuscript from the 13th century, crafted in Bohemia, now part of the Czech Republic. Its name translates to Giant Book, a fitting title for the largest surviving illuminated manuscript from the medieval era. The book is a towering 92 centimeters in height and 22 centimeters thick, encased in leather with ornate metal embellishments. Inside, it houses the complete Latin Bible, alongside a collection of historical, medical, and mystical texts, including instructions for exorcisms and magical rituals. What makes the Codex Gigas even more astonishing is the precision and consistency of its text and illustrations, leading many to believe it was the work of a single scribe. However, historians estimate that replicating the manuscript, even without the illustrations, would have taken over 25 years of relentless labor. If the manuscript truly was the work of one person, it likely consumed their entire lifetime. Moreover, there is a dark legend about its origins. According to the tale, the Codex was created by a monk who had broken his sacred vows and was sentenced to be immured alive, a form of execution where the condemned is entombed within a wall. Desperate to escape his fate, the monk vowed to produce a book containing all the knowledge of humanity in a single night. As midnight drew near and the enormity of his task became clear, he allegedly summoned Lucifer, trading his soul for the devil's aid. In gratitude, the monk included the now infamous illustration of Satan. By morning, his manuscript was complete, and his life was spared. Another layer of intrigue surrounds the Codex in the form of its missing pages, 10 of them to be precise. Some say these pages were lost when the manuscript was dropped from a window during a library fire in 1697. Others suggest they were intentionally removed, potentially containing forbidden knowledge or secrets too dangerous to share. While their fate remains a mystery, some scholars believe the missing pages might still exist, hidden away in a private collection. Today, the Codex Gigas resides in Sweden's National Library, drawing visitors who marvel at its sheer scale and enigmatic history. Many hope that one day the lost pages will resurface, completing this dark and captivating relic of the past. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Are there other ancient mysteries you'd like us to unravel? Let us know. And until next time, take care.